Hi guys, so today I thought I'd do something different. One of the questions I'm asked most on MSP is how do you get so many people to watch your movies? And this is not clickbait or anything. I'm going to go into how it's worked for me to get so many views on MSP. When I first started making movies on MSP, it used to be short movies. I'd make a few a day. Eventually, I kind of got bored of making. They were boring, to be honest. I kind of got bored of it, but a lot of people did start helping me, so I started making series. And personally, this is how it worked for me. Firstly, I would do these giveaway competitions where I would put loads of random items into an art book, and I'd comment something like, "Watch two of my movies for a week, and then choose your gift." And I'd send that gift to people who watch two of their movies. Obviously, they'll have to comment. This made a huge difference to my views because I had a lot of people that would be interested. So to get started, I'd make a movie and I'd be like, watch two or three of my movies or 2-3 SMs, whatever I would do, and I'd send you a gift, and a lot of people would watch it, and that helped get my views started. Another technique that helped was forums. Now, I don't go into forums anymore. I never really used to be honest. I think I made one forum one time, and that was when I was like new on MSP, and I made my first ever series, which I've deleted anyway. Anyways, I was in a competition with my brother to see who would level first, so I made a forum promoting my movie. I made a forum promoting my movie, and it helped get a good few views. The third method that helped a lot was sharing my movie. With the giveaways that I did mention in the first point, I did say watch and share, comment and share, sorry. So those who did comment, some of them did share, some of them didn't. I'd still send them the gifts for just watching anyway, but it's the extra help if they share it, so that would help with some views. Also, what helped me a lot was my brother. He used to basically add anyone and everyone, like his friends limit. I think he was a lower level then anyway, so he didn't get much lag and he never really made movies. But he had basically his limit full of friends. He had 3,500 friends, and he was really active. Like, I think guys get more attention than girls, seeing as there's not that many guys on MSP compared to how many girls there are. So he had a lot of fans, a lot of girls talking to him, and he was more popular. He was more known than I was anyway, and he would basically share my movie to all of his friends. Like, he would watch it, rate it, or sometimes he wouldn't even bother to watch it and rate it. He'd just go on his account and share it to everyone that was online, and he used to have a good few hundred people online. Sometimes I'd go on his account and do it myself. This gave a big boost and made my movies appear closer to the top page of high scores. So once generally they get there, people who flick through and watch movies on the high scores saw it, they started watching it, and then they'd come back to watch more parts. Another way to help your views is to make an art book about your series. Don't give away too much, just write a quick description of what your series is about. Kind of say if it's a horror, a comedy, whatever category it is. Just give a quick demo, leave it on a question so people want, make it sound interesting so people want to see what happens next. Maybe even offer parts, kind of like an audition sort of thing, to the person that helps you the most, and they get to pick their character, something along them lines. Definitely promote it as an art book. If you don't want to do anything else, definitely make an art book. Ask friends to read it, love it, share it, anything. Get the word out that you are starting a series, and definitely make it sound appealing so people want to watch it. You could also do this in messages, which is another way. Personally, I've never used messages to promote my movies. I've always just had it on a status or an art book. So yeah, if you want, and I know quite a few people do this, is message a few friends, ask them if they've got the time to check your message out. I know quite a lot of people send me huge paragraphs promoting their movies, and I never really check them out unless I'm in them and I watch them. Don't spam, honestly. Going around on people's guest books, people are just going to end up blocking you. I kind of find it a bit rude, especially if you don't know the person and you're just going to go around spamming in their guest book. If you want message close friends, don't harass them obviously, but just ask them nicely if they've got the time to check it out. Messages, art books, yeah, if you've got a YouTube channel, you can always promote it on there. Let them know that you've got a new series coming out, kind of give it even like a trailer. I made a trailer for one of my series on Roti. I don't know how that went, but people were like, oh yeah, I'll check it out. So I don't really know if that helped or what, because it's mostly people from MSP that are on YouTube anyways. But yeah, YouTube trailers, even like promoting on YouTube. If you're on different platforms, just promote it as much as you can, and it should help your views. My tips for getting movies good views is always leave it on a cliffhanger. I used to use this technique in all of my series. I don't do it as much now, but yeah, I'd always leave it on a cliffhanger, so if the movie did well and it ended up on the high scores, people would be like, oh my god, what happens next? And they'd automatically come and watch the next part. So each time you'd leave it on a cliffhanger, they'd keep coming back and watch the next part, and generally you kind of build sort of an audience then, because you kind of become known for your movies. Like, they'll keep coming back to watch your movies whether they're friends or not, and that will build your views. Personally, what worked for me is when I first started making series, luckily I actually really just did get lucky. It's because nobody was making movies at that point. No one was making series. High scores were mostly just SMs, and I don't find SMs that entertaining. Obviously, if that's your way of making movies, then go for it. When I started making movies, it was only SMs on the high scores. So with all the tips I have mentioned above, I used to share it, made a forum about it. I used to give gifts, wishes, whatever people would do, and they'd watch it, and eventually it got up the high scores. And when people saw that, wow, somebody's actually made a movie rather than an SM, they would watch it. And because I left it on cliffhangers, they kept coming back, and eventually, as I think I was one of the people that was actually making series, on the high scores people would keep coming back to watch more and more. And once I realised that I had sort of like had the audience script, if that makes sense. I know it sounds a bit dumb with it being MSP, but because they were interested in my movies, I carried on making it. So that's one tip I would give, is don't stop making movies. If you want to maintain the people that watch your movies, don't stop. Like with my series, obviously you have to end it at a point, but once you end it, start a new one, because that's what happened with me really. I got lucky, but because I kept making my movies, the same people kept coming back to watch my new series, and then my other new series, and they just kept coming back, and I kind of just sort of built a reputation for making movies. But like I said, it just starts with luck. I can't even speak today, but yeah, it starts with luck. As I made movies, people carried on watching them, and every time I made something new, they'd watch that, and that's kind of how it is now. Because even though I took like a month off MSP during August, because I thought, to be honest, I'd get forgotten, because if you're not constant in MSP, new people come, old people leave, you get forgotten, you need to start all over again. I thought I'd have to, and to be honest, I'm actually surprised that people remembered who I was on MSP. They still watched my movies. I came back, I was on and off. People still watch my movies. They still help me out a lot, and I really appreciate that a lot. But that has come from what I have discussed before. Kept making movies, and like I said, now I have that reputation of a movie maker, so people will watch my movies regardless, and that's all you need to do, is basically be consistent. For 2 years on MSP, I made movies pretty much non-stop, series after series after series. You can go through my art book, and I've got loads there. So the first series I have got on MSP now is called Letting Go. It didn't get as many views. Like, to be honest, before I made the art book, I only had like, I think it was 500 views on each, which is a lot anyway, but compared to what other series got, it's not that much, but it did go up once I made the art book. So yeah, be consistent, don't quit series. Like, I can't even tell you how many times I was like, oh my god, my series has gone so boring now, I can't be bothered continuing it. But then if you end up cutting off a series completely, not leaving it with the ending, people are like, what the heck, she can't finish a series off. I'm not going to watch it, because next time I get into a series, she's probably not going to finish it anyways. So never cut a series off, regardless of how you feel about it. push yourself to end it. Even change the ending if you want, but just give it an ending. Anyways, I think that's about it. Always help us back. If people watch your movies, watch theirs in return. I used to watch everyone's movies back in the days, but I struggle to find the time now, especially with school and stuff. I am trying to watch as many as I can, but it's not possible for me to keep up the way I used to, even though I try to make as much time as I can. But yeah, if people are watching your movies, put them in, especially if they want to be put in, because not everyone watches movies for wishes or gifts. There are people that are rich on MSP, they've got a lot of star coins, they've got like a lot of diamonds, so they can buy their own wishes, they can buy their own gifts. Some people need more help with fame than they need help with stuff like that. So if people are helping you a lot, put them into your movies, help them back. Always try to help as much as you can, and if you give a lot of help, you'll get a lot of help. Well, yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope this video has helped some people, a few people. This is like something I am asked loads by loads and loads of people, and I thought I'd answer it in a video. Sorry if I did drag on. I should have really made a list, but I forgot. And plus, I'm one of them people that I'll be like, I'll write it down, but then I'll forget to write it down, or I'll forget what it is. So I did try to think of as much as I could in the video. But anyways, I really hope it helped some people, and good luck with the views, guys.